The traditional white wedding dress has always stood for centuries as a symbol of purity and devotion. But traditions change and people adopt new things, and of course, they have all the right to do so. But just because it's new and unique doesn't mean it's necessarily good. With the fall of traditional dresses, we've come to witness a variety of wedding dresses, most of which aren't so pretty. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be bringing you the worst wedding dresses ever to be worn. So be prepared. Let's jump right in. No, this dress wasn't chosen for Halloween or for a horror play. Jack and Becker, a young couple from Scotland, decided to do a horror-themed wedding. They had a reaper with a scythe as a waiter, and decorations came straight from the set of a horror film. The idea was originally of Jack, who'd already done most of the preparations and even decided on the dress. Becker and her family were kind of disappointed when they saw the dress, though. It's just like a classic white gown, except there's a lot of bloody hand marks on it. Many girls dream of having a wedding dress like a fairy or a princess from their favorite fairy tales. Most change their mind, though, when they grow up, but there are exceptions. 18-year-old Courtney from Plymouth, North Carolina, decided not to give up her dreams and go down the aisle in a very original acid green outfit. The dress required about 270 meters of tulle, a light translucent fabric often used for skirts. In addition, the designer also handcrafted the upper corset using about 14,000 colored stones. Millie from the United States has a wedding dress that combines all the nightmares of a modern stylist: a scattering of crystal feathers, bright fuchsia, and patches with leopard prints on top of everything else, a huge puffy skirt that makes one wonder, how many people did it take to accompany the bride to the altar? In Hans Christian Andersen's books, the Snow Queen's character represents heartlessness, indifference, and even cruelty. But Anne was not afraid of looking like her. She decided to try on an outfit at the Cold Sorceress. For a wedding, the dress was made according to all of the canons of children's fairy tales. By the time the British singer and model Katie Price turned 42, she'd already had 3 marriages. All the wedding dresses of the girl were very luxurious, but one of them was special. Indeed, in 2005, when Katie married a singer, Peter Andre, she wore a magnificent pink cake dress. She completed her image with an impressive crown and veil the color of marshmallow. In short, the dress looked like it came straight from the Walt Disney universe. The blushing bride encloses herself in a cocoon of pink and floral arrangements where she'll go through a metamorphosis, changing into a scraggly old hag that sucks the life force from children. At least that's our version of why this dress was brought into existence. We can't think of any other reason as to why the bride's limbs would be cinched with what we assume doubles as a torture device. The only other explanation we can muster is that this couple loved snowmen, flowers, and the color pink, and this was the perfect combination of the 3 elements that define their love. Everything must be better down where it's wetter. That's the only way we can imagine this dress ever being acceptable attire for any sort of formal occasion. Beyond the tulle fabric that only serves to cheapen the look of an otherwise decent-looking gown, the dress is pretty impractical. You either let your 4 tentacles drag across the ground, collecting whatever happens to fall to the floor, or you're stuck holding them up and looking like you're carrying 2 water buckets back from the creek. Maybe there's an octopi couple out there that'll benefit from it, though who knows. Every woman loves pearls, the color, their shape, the glistening luster that shines in all the light. But how many women love them enough to wear an entire dress made out of faux pearls? The Quirky dress, complete with a pearly bouquet and matching hat, is likely an interconnected mess of perfectly spaced pearl-colored balloons that cover a much-needed white slip. The dress is successful in capturing the real essence of pearls, but there's a chance it may just be a little too heavy on the fake adornments and a little too tempting to pop. We don't take pleasure in tearing apart a blushing bride's wedding day choice, unless of course it's something like this intricate mix of colors and fabric. The rainbow motif of this wedding is evident from the train up to the bride's hair, so much so that even the groom is donning his colorful button-down. The stark contrast from the black fabric to the more colorful stripes is jarring, like a goth wedding that's making a statement on gay pride. Getting married in a tropical paradise and you want to somehow match the rather Hawaiian vibes you get from your outdoor affair? How about this pointy monster, which is either a wedding dress made from a grass skirt or a really weird tribute to the Addams family's cousin Ed? As if the oversized grass skirt wasn't enough of a turnoff, the dress is a brown fiend, calling forth images of the vast empty desert more than anything remotely tropical. Maybe that's the purpose of it. Maybe it's supposed to instill feelings of emptiness and dread. If that's the case, kudos to its designer. It works. Should Batman and an on-again, off-again love interest of Selina Kyle ever decide to tie the knot, this white gown of misery would probably be in the ballpark of whatever she'd wear. Dolores, a 21-year-old bride from the travesty that is My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding, adorned a wedding gown embellished with a silver-lined cat print and the words "Baby Fat" spelled out in crystals on the bottom. The most devastating part is that if not for the quirky additions, the gown actually would have been pretty nice. But nothing sucks the class out of a wedding dress quicker than crystals spelling out the word "fat" in predominant form. Do you love the smell of baby so much that you do anything to encase yourself in it on any occasion? Lucky for you, there's a dress out there that can answer the call on your most special of days. This diaper dress is unique, to say the least, and absurd, if we're aiming to fully define it. While it must be a comfortable fit for the bride-to-be, for those that have to watch it swish down the aisle, it's a visual travesty that should leave one concerned over what other surprises this affair may have in store. A fashion statement and a walking advertisement for safe sex, we could be in love with this idea. But there's just so much wrong with a dress made out of condoms. Outside of being visually unappealing, the dress has to have some sort of unwanted rubbery aroma to it, one that, due to the sheer number of rubbers used, would transfer to just about everything the glowing bride walked by. The one perk that must come with a dress made entirely of condoms is for the bride to have a good and safe time. All she has to do is start dismantling her gown. How do you put this in the least crass way possible? Girl, that dress does not have enough support for what you're packing. We have to wonder if this after-party dress somehow got mixed up with the real gown, which offered plenty of coverage for the two grapefruits this bride is obviously not ashamed to show off. While perfect for a Playboy-themed wedding, its place in a black tie formal affair is questionable. Hopefully she doesn't plan on doing a lot of heavy dancing, else there may be a few accidental casualties when the little support she does have gives out completely. There are probably a lot of brides who'd love to try on a black dress, but they can be misunderstood because dark shades are usually associated with funerals, not weddings. Apparently, Alyssa was also torn between the two, yin and yang colors, but eventually reached a compromise. Those were all the dresses on our list. Which one grossed you out? Let us know in the comments section below. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a fat thumbs up. If you didn't, well, we still hope to see you in the next video. As always, take care and goodbye.